Hello, hello, wildflowers. Welcome to Empower Portal, the membership space. I love that you're here. Hello, hello. I'm celebrating you for showing up, for being here, for doing it, for choosing you. So today we are in a 30-minute lunar flow. So a lunar flow is very low to the ground, very calming, very slow. Think moon energy, night energy, calm, relaxing energy. And today we're going to be going deep into the medicine of the hip. So lots of earth energy, ground, root, and let's do it. Let's do it. So for today, you will need a block just to start off. And if you don't have a block, just grab a couple cushions. We're gonna come sit up in a squat. So put your block on a little bit of a higher level or prop yourself up high enough that when you sit your root chakra, your sit bones down onto it, you can sit comfortably tall. So sometimes you can't do that if you're too low to the ground and you start to round your back. So if you're rounding, get taller. Put more stuff under you. And then wiggle the feet forward a bit, point the toes out, and then bring your elbows in between the thighs, palms together. Now start to open up your chest, lift up your chin, and close your eyes. And as you land in this virtual space with me, I want you to shift all of your focus to your breath. I just want you to notice the breath to start. Is it moving in your chest? Is it moving in your belly? Is it short? Is it long? And as you start to notice the breath, maybe for the first time today, I want you to start to expand it. So on the inhale, feeling your breath moving into the low belly, the ribs, the chest. And exhaling, feeling your sit bones root back down into whatever you're sitting on. And keep moving like that. Today we are going to be moving through a mandala flow. And what a mandala flow means is we're going to be using the whole circumference of the mat. And why I wanted to do it this way as you breathe and listen is because we're rooting into deep earth energy, deep hip medicine. And a lot of what lives in our hips is quite emotional. And what ends up happening is in life, we get whisked away. We get whisked away in emotions and we tuck them away in different places. And I want to move us in a circle to remind our bodies, to remind our minds that everything has a cycle. That we're not on all the time. There's a process of evolution, right? You plant the seed, you nourish the seed buds, the seed blooms, the seed flourishes. And I want us to feel it in our body. So we're gonna go around the circle so that we can remind ourselves, hey, maybe we're not at the point in the circle we wanna be at, but we know it'll always come, right? After a bad day, there's always good days. After a good day, there's always gonna be bad days. It's a flow, it's a cycle. There's not one without the other. There's not the good without the bad, bad without the good. So as you land here, you're welcome to rub your hands up and down and ask yourself, what do you want to root into here? What do you want to plant into this practice so that as we move, you can create space for it? So that you can move through the evolution of it growing and flourishing in your life. When you have that answer, bring one hand onto your chest, one hand onto your belly, anchor into it. Big breath into the hands. Big sigh out your mouth. We're gonna do one single sound of Om. If Om is not your style, you can hum or just listen. We'll take an inhale first. Regular exhale. Fill up to Om. Om. Have a wonderful, wonderful practice. You might start to open your eyes a little bit, lift your left arm up, tap your right fingertips down, lean over to the right. Keep pressing your feet deeply into the ground, like you were planting the seed deep under the soil. Come back up, take your left hand down, reach your right arm up, activate the hand, and then again lean over to the left, peek underneath the right armpit. Stretch long and wide with the arm on top. And then you can start to come to lift back up. We'll start to lift our booty off whatever you're sitting on. You can place it off to the side and come to all fours. Once you land on all fours, stack your shoulders over your wrists, hips over your knees, and spread your fingers. From here, what you can do is tuck the left toes back behind you and start to rock side to side, or back and front rather. And as you rock back and front, push the floor away with your hands. So our root chakra goes all the way down to our feet. And when we plant stuff that's new in our life, so a new idea that we have or a new vision that we want, it takes us time to feel safe and secure in the new. And that happens from creating space in our lower half of our body. So pause here, draw the navel up and in, and then lift up your left leg, bend the knee. Start to circle through the left leg. So massaging out the hip socket, deep, deep in. If your wrists are tired today, you could always do this from the forearms and then switch the direction. Notice what comes up for you as we go today. All is welcome. And then tap your knee back down, switch sides, tuck your right toes under, start to rock, forward, back, forward, back. Keep pressing the floor away with both palms so you're strong in the arms. Forearms are available for you if you need them. And then once you find neutral, draw the navel up and in, lift the right leg, bend your right knee, and then again, start to circle. Knowing sides might be a little different. We also have a masculine side of our body and a feminine side of our body, so start to notice where your tightness is. Right side is masculine, left side is feminine. Then switch the direction. So depending on what side your body feels a little tighter, might reflect that in your everyday life. Tap your right knee, but we're creating space for it now. So once you tap your right knee down, I want you to pop up onto your fingertips, step your right foot between your hands, and walk your hands up to the right thigh. If you need to pad your knee a little more, you could flip your mat over, take the knee down, and then just start to rock up and down. Every inhale you'll lift up, every exhale you'll lower. Keep the chest proud. Move like this. Knee will stay behind toes. So if you need to wiggle your foot forward, do that please. And then next time you rock forward, you're gonna stay. If you need more time, take it. Tuck the left toes under, you're on the tips of the fingers, fire up your leg, and then heel toe your right foot over to the left wrist. Slide your knee down your wrist and untuck the back toes. Coming to pigeon pose, breathe in, lift your chin, lift your chest, look up to the sky. And then exhale, fold down. Some of you might stay on your hands, some of you might come down, some of you might come all the way down. Now, if you want to take cushions or blocks under your chest, you can. And then lift your chin away from your chest. Breathe into your right hip. Breathe into your body. Close the eyes. If you can support your neck somehow, please do. You can do it like I'm doing with the hands or the head or something different. And then when you're ready to walk up, take your hands down. Of course, linger if it feels good. Tuck the back toes under. Stay with me here. Come to the tips of the fingers. Fire up the thigh and step forward. Might take you a moment there. It's all good. Tap the left knee down. Inhale, lift chin and chest. And then exhale, straighten your right leg and fold. You're gonna stay. Let the head hang heavy. Keep flexing the toes towards the face. Find that counter stretch for the back of the thigh. Find space. Breathe in, re-bend into your right knee. Exhale, tuck your back toes under, fire up your thigh. Start to crawl to the left. So you're in a wide leg forward fold stance. Now breathe in, start to lift through your chin and your chest. And then as you exhale, side lunge, bend into the right knee, press the left foot down so it's flat. And then lift back up, bend into left, press down into the right. So do that side to side. If you want a little more challenge today, just reminding it's a lunar practice, but you could always lift your arms if that's in your practice, depending on how in depth you are this far in your yogi journey. And then next time you bend into the left knee, crawl to the back of the mat. You're coming to the back of the mat. step back, tabletop position. Open up the knees, bring the big toes to touch, and then press your hips back to your heels, child's pose. Take your forehead to the ground, anchor into the hands, and breathe here. Let the spine elongate. Smooth it out, in and out, up and down. Breathing into the body. Breathe in, roll back up, come onto the fingertips. Step your right foot now to the outside of your right hand. So right foot, same foot we're working with. Point the toe out a little bit. You could also kind of open up the thigh and breathe here. This is a gecko. You might be feeling it, and that's okay. So go easy on yourself. You stay, or you come down. When I used to teach yoga classes in person, there'd be a lot of faces like this. So try to relax the face, try to relax the shoulders, breathe. You're gonna create more room for your seed that you're planting if you bring the breath into the game. Couple more breaths here, opening the chest. And then when you feel ready to, walk back up onto your hands. Heel toe your right foot between the palms. Tuck your left toes under, fire up your thigh, and then crawl to the left. So you're in a wide leg forward fold again. Point the toes forward, you're just facing the opposite way. Lift your chin, your chest. Wrap your right elbow under your left. Either hold the palms or forearms or shoulders and find a forward fold. Sometimes I find holding the shoulders awkward, so you could just try to hook the elbows and let the arms hang. The goal here is to get into the upper back a little bit. Weight into the toes, lift up your sit bones, so you're leaning into the toes. Lean, 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 strong through the legs. Neck is relaxed, maybe even shake out your head. And then when you feel ready to, start to walk yourself up halfway. Exhale, crawl back to the top of the mat. So all 10 toes face forward and step back to your first downward facing dog. Start to pedal out your feet one at a time. Anchor into all 10 fingers, all the knuckles. Pedal, pedal, pedal. Strong in the arms. Move your body in intuitive ways here. So if you need to move a little bit, switch the hip direction around, the toes. Then breathe in, roll forward, high plank to just tap knees down, and then come up onto the fingertips. Step your left foot between your hands and walk your hands up to the left thigh. Breathe in, lift your chin, your chest, and then exhale, let your hips rock forward. Inhale, lift the hips, and then exhale, lower. Keep moving like that. Breathe in, and then breathe out. Draw the navel in. You could always close the eyes. Feel the body. Feel the deep activation happening underneath the surface. Next time you rock forward, take your hands to the floor. Start to straighten your left leg, fold towards it. Flex through the left toes as you do that. Breathe in, start to lift through the chin, lift through the chest. And then exhale, refold towards your leg. Head is heavy, neck is relaxed. Take a couple breaths there as we counteract the body. Then breathe in, bend into your left knee. Tuck your right toes under, fire up your thigh, and start to crawl to the right. Once you come to the right, lean into the toes, start to lift through your chin and your chest, and then bend into the left knee, start to lift the right toes, flex. And then breathe in to lift. We're coming more into a skandasana now, so bend into the right knee, lift the left toes. If you want to go back to the lunge instead, please do that, all good. We're moving a little bit deeper into the inner thigh here. The next time you bend into the right, start to crawl to the back of the mat. Step back, tabletop position to a child's pose. Open the knees, press your hips back. Breathe here in your body, in and out, up and down. In this moment, I'm going to be really human with you. I forget when we did the pigeon. So I know that we haven't done the left side yet, and we're going to do it, but it just might not be in the same order. I've got you. I promise we'll walk out even. When you're ready, roll forward, tabletop position. Pop up onto your fingertips. Step your left foot to the outside of the left hand. If you know me well, you know I get excited and sometimes I forget things. So when you're here, you can go to the outer edge of the left foot, stay here. So this is the sweet one. Gecko pose is the thing. So breathe into it. You stay as you are, or you can come down onto your forearms. That might even look like holding the head with the hands. Find your sweet spot. It might take a couple moments just to kind of get into it because it is quite uncomfortable. And breathe deeply. Really hone in on the breath. Nothing lasts forever. And see where you can create space in your body and your mind here. A couple more breaths, opening the chest if you're lifted, relaxing your neck if you've lowered. And then when you feel ready to, relax the foot, heel toe it into the middle. So this is where I'm going to add the sneaky pigeon, but I don't think it was here on the first side. Tuck your right toes under, lift up your thigh, heel toe your foot over to the right, slide your knee down so you're in pigeon pose, release the back leg. You can start to lift through your chest first, so you lift through the spine, and then fold forward, maybe to the forearms, maybe to the palms. And then maybe you hold your head to relax into your hands. Relax through the shoulders, the jaw, the teeth, the tongue, everything in the face. There's a muscle at the bottom of our foot that goes all the way up to our jaw. So when we actually relax the jaw and the feet, it creates a different foundation for our muscles above. It's really cool. That's what the root has a lot of power. So when you're ready, walk back up. Tuck the toes under, fire up the leg to step forward. Tap your right knee down. We won't spend too much time here. Just find a counter stretch, straighten the left leg. And then come back forward. Tuck the toes on the back foot, lift the thigh, start to crawl to the right, wide leg forward fold. Lean into the toes, your head and toes will face forward, bow. This time hook the left elbow under the right, or do whatever side you didn't do. Like I said, you could grab the shoulders. I find that a little awkward because it's in front of the face, but if you just kind of hook and relax, you'll get the same effect, and then you'll have space between the biceps to kind of breathe. Breathe into the upper back, let the head, neck, just be. Release the arms, breathe in, lift your chin, your chest halfway. Exhale, crawl back to the top of the mat. Step back to your second downward facing dog. Right foot steps back, strong in the palms, spread your fingers, and start to pedal out your feet. Press into all of the hand. Arms are strong and on. When you're ready, breathe in, lift your right leg high, bend your knee, open the hip, take a couple of big circles with your right leg. Couple in one direction, and then a couple in the other. Keep dropping your right armpit down. Tap the right foot down, do that on the other side, lift your left leg up, bend the knee, start to circle through the leg. In one direction, and then the other, just like we did on our hands and our knees. And then come back down. Ooh. You can turn all the way to one side so your legs reach forward. Before we move all the way down to the back, I don't think I let you know this at the beginning of this practice, but if you want to grab something quickly to put over your eyes after, I recommend it. I have a little weighted thing, but if you have a shirt, a towel, a cloth, that'll work really well. Even if you put in some cold water, do a little wring out, feels good. So when you're sitting here, I want you to take your hands and move the mushy part of your bum out of the way so that your bones, your sit bones really root down. And then cross your right ankle on top of your left thigh. Hold on to the thigh and lean forward. Long through the neck. Now, some of you might be able to walk forward a little bit more and fold. Some of you who have a little bit more of an advanced practice in your body, if you want to practice curling the toes around the left arm, you can do that. So that's for your one of your arm balances. If your body doesn't want to do that, your body's like, what? That's all good too. Breathe. I don't really like using the word advanced either. More practiced. Let's use that. More practiced. Because yoga, there's not really advanced or not. If you're breathing, you're doing it right. Then start to come back up. Take your hands behind you like little kickstands. Walk your feet in front of you and find a little sway side to side. Keep your chest lifted, keep your chin lifted. And then do that on the other side. Right leg will stay where it is, out long. Left ankle now will cross on the thigh, flex the toes. Hold onto the thigh and the foot. And then lean your chest forward and down. Same thing, press your bum back and lean. So again, you could walk forward. So your kind of forearms are down, but this isn't accessible for all. And then you could hook the toes. If you're finding you are like, Erin, this is really not comfortable and your back's rounding, you could always prop your bum up on something. That'll help with the low back and just stay a little higher. Low backs are such a sweet spot that you just never know what's going on in them. Take a couple more breaths here. And then start to lift your body up. Hands behind you, kickstand it up. Feet down, sway, sway, sway with the legs. And then stretch your left leg out, bring your right sole of the foot to the inner line of the leg, and then twist your torso so it's facing the left leg. Your right knee is going to be down close to the ground as best you can. Now, if you find your legs really high like this, go get something and slide it under. That'll be better for you. And then lean towards the foot, fold as best you can, leaning forward with the length. And then when you can't go forward anymore, that's when you can start to round your body. I find sometimes the hamstring's a little tight, so I like to hug my under knee to create a little more ease. You know, the chin drop to the chest. And keep pressing your sit bones down and back. Imagine your collarbone reaching towards your foot, even if it's not a big motion in your body. And start to walk yourself back up. Keep your right leg where it is, just slide it under the left a little bit and then cross your legs. So I'm going to show you this from the front. So your left shin will be in front of your right shin. Now, this is where you can stay or hook your left ankle on top of your right thigh. Same thing goes here. If you have a really high knee here, you can take something and slide it. So if you are determined to try this out, do it, but just support yourself while you do it. And then press the bum down, lean forward as best you can, hands to the floor, and pause. Some of you might be able to come all the way and fold. This is also a really great spot to kind of plug something under the forehead because it's a lunar practice. And breathe into your hips. And if you go into it and it's too deep, unhook the top ankle from the top of the leg and do it from there. Your neck can relax wherever you are. Maybe you start to sway side to side, massaging the spine a bit, maybe the back, upper back, shoulders. And then start to walk back up. Same as we did before, hands behind you, feet in front of you, sway your legs side to side. And then other side, left foot in, right foot out. Same thing, turn the torso to the right. If you need to scoot that special something something under your leg, please do. And then lead with your heart and go forward. And then you'll feel it. You won't be able to go forward anymore with the back long, and then you can scoop the hands under the knee and bow. Some of you might be able to hold onto the foot gently. Maybe you're a little bit higher. It's gonna look a little different in every body. So if you're looking at my shape and you're like, it doesn't look like that, that's okay. How does it feel? How does it feel in your body? Does it feel just right? You feel a little something, but not too much. That's what you're kind of looking for here. Breathe, eyes can be closed. Reminding yourself that everything goes in cycles. There's always an inward moment to a cycle, to a hibernation part, the rooting. Can you get comfortable in that phase? I'm gonna walk yourself back up. Again, kind of sneak the left foot under the right thigh a bit so that you can bring your right shin in front of your left. Stay as you are, or explore lifting your right ankle on top of your thigh. Again, sliding something under knee if necessary. On this side, I do need something else, so I'll just do my little cushion here. Lift up the heart, and then lean forward. Hands can walk forward as far as you can comfortably, remembering it's a down-regulating class. Let the head relax. Maybe you take something underneath your head, your block, or your palms. Maybe you start to sway your body a little bit, right to left. Deep, 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 deep breaths. And start to walk yourself up. Remove whatever you have around you. If you want to windshield wipe your legs before we come to lay down, go ahead. Actually going to give 2 options to ends today. I'm going to bring us into a happy baby and then a shavasana. If you prefer to go up against a wall, you can. So imagine there was a wall literally right beside my right hip, okay? There's a wall here. I'm against the baseboard. What you're going to do is slide up so your legs go up the wall. Be really supported. I want your bum down if you do that. So if you go to a wall or your couch or your bed, you can just kind of bend your knees. It's beautiful at the end of a practice like this to down regulate. If that's not possible for you, if it doesn't sound great, we're gonna do happy baby. So you can hold onto your shins, open up your knees, and then lift your heels towards the ceiling for full if you want, arms through the legs for the ankles. And then draw your knees towards your armpits, and maybe you rock. Maybe you rock, maybe you rock. If your legs are up the wall, let your heels rest. Bring your knees back to your body. If your legs up the wall, you can actually finish there if it feels good. Breathe in if you're laying down, bring your forehead to your knees, squeeze small. And then exhale, expand back out wherever you are. If you're on the wall, arms out by your side, palms face up. Snuggle your shoulders down your back. This would be a great time if you wanted to put the cushion or pillow over your eye, a little weighted anything or towel. Wherever you are, I want you to take a big inhale. Soft but big. Let it go at your mouth, exhale. Breathe into Om. Let the vibration move all the way down to your feet. Let your breath shift back to neutral. Wherever you've landed, let your calves and your ankles relax. The backs of your thighs, your knees, your hamstrings start to soften. And starting to let your bum root into the ground wherever you are. As your seed buries deeper into the earth, getting ready to bloom. I'm going to leave you here today, so if you want to pause, please keep going. Thank you so much for being here. Take your time and be slow when you are ready, but don't rush. Queen in me sees and honors the queen in you. Namaste.